Apparently, Deer Valley is the busiest airport in the valley.
Apparently.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to say Falcon Field it's something else.
We continue our Phoenix area tour with the fourth airport of the series after last week's visit to Coolidge. And this time, ATC had us squeezed in tight.
That's arrow passing off your left side about a mile, 3006.
But once we shut down Hannah, the constant radio chatter turned to buzzing of aircraft, and we found ourselves walking through World War II history, climbing inside an airworthy B-17 in the middle of its annual maintenance, and discovering why this airport is a must-fly for every pilot in the area. Today, we're visiting Falcon Field Airport in Mesa, Arizona.
Tower 753 Alpha is with you for 4 right.
753 Alpha, Falcon Tower, advise Cirrus, heading to your left, turning base inside.
We're looking for 753 Alpha.
Before we start, I want to point out an important landmark when you come to this airport, AJ Landfill. More on this shortly.
Falcon Tower, Aero 193, Niner Hotel, over AJ Landfill, inbound with Mike, full stop.
Aero 1939 Hotel, Falcon Tower, you park on the south side of the field, correct?
South of the field, that's affirmative. 39 Hotel.
Aero 39 Hotel, enter the midfield, right downwind, runway 4 right.
Midfield right downwind for 4 right, 39 Hotel.
Today we'll be departing Chandler on a cloudy but VFR day. We would head south first, then turn east while remaining outside of Mesa Gateway's airspace at 3,500 feet. We would then turn northbound for a VFR waypoint that coincidentally was actually a very important one. Hopefully you haven't forgotten already, AJ Landfill, which is used all the time as a reporting point on the first call to Falcon Tower. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to spot. Tower would then instruct us to enter a right downwind for 4 right.
Tower, right turn, blue approved, runway 4 right, clear takeoff.
Right turn, blue approved, Oxford 1010 for right, clear takeoff.
Red Rocket 21, you can make the short approach, runway 4 right, clear to land, traffic on the roll.
Alright, short approach approved, 4 right, clear to land, Red 51.
There is so much to this airport that we're going to do our best to talk around all the radio chatter that happens here because we feel like that is just as important.
Oxford 3867, fly straight out, change to runway 4 left, contact North Tower on 119.7, please.
Fly straight out, contacting Tower and Oxford 3867.
Aero 39 Hotel, when able, start your descent down to pattern altitude 2,400, please.
Alright, beginning descent to pattern altitude, 39 Hotel.
So let's get into a little history. Falcon Field Airport was established in 1941 by Southwest Airways. And no, that's not a predecessor to Southwest Airlines. It's a completely different company altogether. But it was led by Hollywood producer Leland Hayward and pilot John Jack Connolly to support Allied pilot training during World War II. It opened as the No. 4 British Flying Training School under the Arnold Scheme, a joint US-British effort that trained Royal Air Force pilots in the safety of the Arizona desert rather than over war-torn Europe. As part of the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, the field provided advanced flight training using aircraft such as the Boeing PT-17 Stearman and North American AT-6 Harvard. Between 1941 and 1945, more than 2,300 Royal Air Force cadets completed 27 courses there, preparing for combat services in Europe and the Pacific. 16 hangars built during the war supported operations, and the base became a multicultural hub of British, American, and Commonwealth personnel. Training operations concluded in September of 1945 at the end of the war.
Oxford 674 Tower, runway 4 right, line plane traffic 4 mile final.
4 right, line of runway Oxford 6784.
Oxford 1010, you can start your right turn out.
Start right turn, Oxford 1010.
Red Rocket 21, turn right Delta 6, contact ground warning.
Right Delta 6, contact ground, Red Rocket 21.
Now, a question I had was, where did the airport get its name? Well, originally it was planned to be Thunderbird Field 3, but the airfield was renamed Falcon Field after British officials requested a name tied to a bird more familiar to them, the falcon. Hence, Falcon Field.
Cessna 61937, tower runway 4 right, line for wing traffic 2 mile final, be ready to go. Cessna 61937, tower runway 4 right, line away. Cessna 61937, number 1.
So after the war in 1948, the city of Mesa purchased the property from the federal government for just $1.
Good morning, Wings North 27, short of 4 right Alpha.
Wings North 27, I got you on request with Phoenix. Hopefully it won't take too long for you.
Thank you very much.
Cessna 937, hold short of runway 4 right.
For nearly 2 decades, portions of the airfield were leased to industrial use while the city planned its long-term aviation future.
Falcon Tower, helicopter 82 with heat prop information, November SRP will be a Gecko departure northbound.
Helicopter 82 is Cloud Tower, Gecko departure approved.
Gecko 2 approved, helicopter 82 is fine.
Oxford 87, runway 4 right, clear touch and go and on the go, flush her down.
Number 4 light, clear for touch and go, and flight series out, Oxford 87.
B424 Juliet Delta off of Chandler, passing 2,700 for 3,500, transition to the northeast.
242 Juliet Delta, Falcon Tower, remain at at about 3,400, transitions approved, Falcon Tower, just 3028.
At about 3,400, 424 Juliet Delta.
That's the 937 on me.
Alright, gas.
61937, make sure both you and whoever is in your plane is transmitting and receiving.
Crosswell, seatbelt,
Tower on 1
landing
and
lights.
4.6.
3 green lights down and locked. Barrett pattern altitude.
No, Aero 39er Hotel, start a left turn, suggest heading 220 for a wide down, 4 right.
Alright, left turn 220, 39er Hotel.
Civil aviation operations formally resumed in 1965 after runway improvements, and over time, Falcon Field developed into a major general aviation airport. Growth accelerated in the 1980s with the construction of a parallel runway and extension of the primary runway. And then in 1978, Airbase Arizona, which was part of the Commemorative Airforce, opened on the field, preserving and flying World War II era aircraft.
Wings north, 27 tower, runway 4 right. Line of the wing. Wings north, 27 tower, I see you moving to C3 back 4 right, line of the wing.
Right up away 4 right, Wings North 27.
Thank you.
Falcon Field is a Class Delta at an elevation of nearly 1,400 feet with 2 runways, 04 left, 22 right at 3,800 feet, and 04 right, 22 left at 5,100 feet. Tower's operational hours depends on the time of year. May 14th through August 15th, it's open from 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Aero 39er Hotel, extend down.
Extend downwind 39er Hotel.
But from August 15th to May 14th, it's 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And according to the charts supplement, runway 04 left, 22 right is closed when tower is closed. So if you are coming in after hours, keep that in mind because a pilot recently departed on that very runway at night, nearly causing an accident.
Oxford 6784, continue present heading.
Continue present heading, Oxford 6784.
Oxford 8087, extend down.
Extend downwind Oxford 88.
For Juliet Delta, traffic ahead and to your left in about 2 miles.
I got it.
400 southbound, advise in sight.
44 Juliet Delta searching.
4 Juliet Delta, just start a left turn across the midfield at present altitude.
Alright, 424 Juliet Delta, I'll start a left turn.
4 Juliet Delta, you see that arrow passing off your left side about a mile, 3006.
Got him inside 424 Juliet Delta.
Aero 39er Hotel, base approved, runway 4 right, continue traffic in position.
Alright, 4 right, continue traffic 39er Hotel.
4 Juliet Delta, start that left turn out across midfield.
4 Juliet Delta, what is the original traffic you're targeting me for?
Just turn left heading 310.
310, 44 Juliet.
Falcon Tower, Oxford 6784, requesting on course.
Oxford 6784 approved.
Approve Oxford 6784.
Wings north 27, contacting departure deploy.
Departure, 20.1 Wings North 2 targeting.
But now let's talk about a huge point of contention that is currently happening at this airport, which is a proposal of a major fee change for 2026. And it has to do with landing fees. The city of Mesa plans to introduce landing fees of $30 based on aircrafts under 6,000 pounds with 5 free landings per month. Now that has been revised to $20 and 10 free landings per month. Heavier aircraft would be based on weight. But that's not all. Hangar rents are proposed to increase by 10% 10%, tie downs up to 23%, and storage fees are also rising. The fuel flowage fee increased slightly from 14 cents per gallon to 15 cents, along with new applications, transfers, and credit card processing fees. And if approved in early 2026, these changes would significantly impact flight schools, base tenants, and visiting pilots, which was a huge reason why we wanted to rush and get here. Voting was delayed from all the feedback, but it is now set for late March of 2026.
Oxford 887, turn base, traffic level position.
Turning base. Continue, Oxford 887.
Cessna 2 Echo Whiskey, right turning, speed runway 4 right, good takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 4 right, and right turning, bound approved, 2 Echo Whiskey.
Aero 39er Hotel, runway 4 right, clear line, traffic airfield to be on base for the north side.
4 right, clear to land, 39er Hotel.
Oxford 2978 tower, runway 4 right.
4 right,
Now back to the airport. Of course, it does have instrument approaches. First, the RNAV GPS Bravo, which is an approach from the north with circling to land minimums at 1,880 feet. Then we have the RNAV GPS approaches for both forward right and forward left, with minimums at 1,680 and 1,800 feet respectively. Just remember that these approaches are from the southwest and they go right through the Bravo, which could possibly mean delays. If you've done this approach, what has been your experience? Now, the reason we are here, besides visiting a new airport, the Commemorative Airforce Museum. That's all I'll say for now, because we got so much more details to get into after we park.
Oxford 1122 tower, runway 4 right, line of the way, traffic 2 off, final Sears.
4 right, ramp right, Oxford 1122.
Oxford 87, traffic passing off your left side on base for the north side, Archer.
Traffic inside Oxford 887.
Thank you. Aero 39er Hotel, you can turn right at Delta 6, contact ground, have a good day.
Right at Delta 6 over ground, thanks for the help, 39er Hotel.
Morning.
So how busy does Falcon Field get? Well, you already heard a lot of the radio chatter, but here's a screenshot I took while editing this video at noon at a random time. Yeah, it's like this all the time. In 2024, it had 424,000 takeoff and landings, which was a 21% increase from the previous year, which is huge. It is typically in the 5th or 6th busiest general aviation airport in the nation, often trading spots with Phoenix Deer Valley and Prescott Regional. It handles between 11 and 1,200 operations per day, which is insane. And about 70 to 80% of that activity comes from flight training. No surprise there.
Ground Oxford 5542, request green departure with information November.
0193 Hotel, found ground, taxi park via Delta.
Parking via Delta, 39er Hotel.
Oxford 5542, found ground, second directional flight.
Green departure Oxford 5542.
Oxford 5542, thank you, behind, arrow to your right. Runway 4 right, taxi via Delta, advise run complete.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Delta after traffic, Oxford 5542.
Being in the valley means you must pay attention to the Phoenix Bravo at minimum. No one wants to bust a Bravo, but you also cannot ignore that the gap between Falcon Field airspace and Mesa Gateway's airspace to the south is only about half a mile, and the Bravo shelf sits about 4,000 feet, which is why today when we leave, you better believe we're heading east and around again. Now there is transient parking, which will cover the confusion shortly.
Falcon Ground, Ever 1993 Niner Hotel. Unfamiliar with the airport. Is transient parking green and blue or just green?
And 93 Hotel, that's affirmative. 39 Hotel, it's affirmative. They're both transient.
I appreciate that. 39 Hotel, thank you.
All right, we made it. Now time to head first into the terminal and then make what we thought at first was a short walk to the museum. How wrong we were. Good morning, guys. So we have landed at an airport with the reputation of being extremely busy, Falcon Field. And we were warned about two airports, Deer Valley and this one. And some consider this one to be even busier than Deer Valley.
Really?
I mean, we talked to a couple of local pilots and they were like, that's the airport that's busy, is Falcon Field. And they were not wrong. We had traffic right next to us. I mean, no, that's not student traffic.
It's not student traffic.
But there is a ton of student traffic. We thought we'd get here early. It'd be a little calmer. That was not. As a matter of fact, I think it was probably when everybody was leaving, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we were coming in and everybody was trying to leave out.
And to put it in perspective, there are 15 flight schools on field.
Yeah, it's
15.
crazy. So yeah, that approach was nuts. But we made it. We did a lot of planning before.
We did.
Made sure that we had everything dialed in, and it was good.
It was.
The approach was good.
Yeah.
We did good. We'll see how that departure goes. But we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to go check out. I've been excited to do. I know you have too.
Yeah.
Is the Commemorative Airforce Museum. It's right here on the field.
It is.
I think we have to go out and then go over to it, but it's like a short walk away.
And I got a peek when we were flying in. It looks really cool.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So we're going to go do that because that has been recommended to us multiple times. And then we're going to check out the terminal. And then we don't know yet. Well, we might meet with a local pilot here.
Yeah.
That we just spoke to last night. So we're going to see. Actually, maybe two. We'll see what we see. And we're going to show you all that. I guess let's go find out what this museum is all about.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, guys, let's go. One note that we talked about initially was transient parking. It's a little confusing. I'm going to interrupt for a second because after our visit, we learned it was actually very confusing. Here's the short of it. Cunningham Aviation handles all transient parking. There is no city parking, just FBO parking, which includes the blue spots for long-term parking and the green spots for short-term. So call ahead to reserve a spot and verify the fees as they do change. It'll make your life 10 times easier. One of my favorite pieces of local trivia has to do with that massive photo painted on tower, and that's of a cadet named Ozzy. He was a real cadet who trained at Falcon Field and went on to fly Lancaster bombers. Local pilots often give a quick salute to Ozzy as they land. That's so cool. The rocking chairs on the patio make this a perfect spot for plane spotting, and inside you'll find lots of seating, cool photography of the area, and artwork. We decided to make our way to the museum when we came across this sign for the World War II hangars, and we had to check them out. These two arched hangars are the heart of Falcon Field. They were built in 1941, just months before Pearl Harbor, and they were specifically to house the Boeing Stearman biplanes used by the British Royal Air Force cadets. They're actually on the National Register of Historic Places now, and we love that they're still standing and still being used today. We made it to the Commemorative Air Force Museum after a 25-minute walk.
Yeah, but to be fair, we kind of went the wrong way and then had to find our way back to the right path.
And then I just saw, I was like, this is either gonna be a shortcut or it's gonna make it twice as long. Unfortunately, it made it twice as long. But we're here. Yeah. And this is much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, I expected a smaller hangar, but this is pretty big.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what to expect, so.
So yeah, as you guys see, we have some cannons behind us. And they actually give warbird rides here, huh? But we're gonna go check inside now and see what this, I mean, it was really hyped by a lot of people on the channel. And they said, come to this thing. So we're gonna go find out how cool it is.
Oh, I'm sure it's super cool.
I know, I always say too. All right, we'll see you guys inside. Once inside, we made our way directly to the maintenance hangar, but not before getting distracted by Peacemaker.
Oh man, so cool to have seen this in person.
Twice now.
Twice now. If there was any plane, I know it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, but if there's any plane I've ever wanted to see fly, it's the Northrop XB-35. Probably one of the first, if not the first, wing plane, but I don't think they have them anymore. I think they destroyed them all. I think they flew this without fly-by-wire, so everything was hand-flown.
God, that must have been so incredibly difficult.
And they were pretty dangerous, but it's so cool.
The maintenance hangar was so much cooler than we imagined. We'd come to find out that both the B-17 and B-25 were an annual.
Oh man, that's a lot of work.
Can you imagine if this is what it took for Hannah?
Woo!
And when we found out we could go inside the B-17, you know we had to take advantage.
Is this looking familiar to you?
Yeah. Charlie, we're not cheating on you, I promise.
And if you're curious about Charlie, check out our Tucson video where he gives us a tour of another beautifully restored B-17.
This slides forward on these rails right here.
Okay.
And then when this goes forward, there'll be probably a gunner right here.
Oh.
And then this will come off.
So it's like a canopy that kind of pops back. That's why this is.
And it won't pop back, it'll pop down, you see?
Oh, I see.
So it comes down.
Okay.
This slides forward. And then you have your gunner right here shooting up.
Got it.
Whoa, that's cool.
This was our first time ever being in the bomb bay, and it was narrow. But then the docent told us this.
Bombs would get stuck in the bomb bay, and somebody had to go in there
while they're
doors
flying.
Open, 20, 30,000 feet, get those bombs to release. Yeah.
That sounds not fun.
No, to me, them guys were real heroes that flew these.
Yeah, they really were.
Yes.
And I see you're a part of the flight crew.
Yep.
How do you, what do you do exactly on here?
Load master and crew chief.
Oh, really?
Yep. Pilot on the left side, co-pilot on the right.
This isn't just any B-17. This is a Sentimental Journey, and she's one of the most authentically restored flying fortresses in the world, and one of the few that is still airworthy. Built in late 1944, she actually missed combat in Europe, but was sent to the Pacific to serve as a sea rescue aircraft. But her second act is really what's wild. She spent years as a fire bomber, dropping retardant on forest fires before the Commemorative Airforce saved her in the 70s.
Currently an annual, they had some issues last year, I think with some corrosion, and so they had to replace some parts. It doesn't fly in air shows, it's a static display. So you'll see it come in, you'll see it depart, but that's about it, but it won't do it. But it does do rides, and it's always an event anytime she's started here at this airport, so they're always excited for that. And this looks like a big operation for sure.
We wanted to check out the ramp and happened to catch a T6 Texan coming in from a flight. But there was something in the corner of the field that we just had to see up close.
Next to the F-16, we saw it on the way in. Make sure you guys walk all the way in because you can actually walk out here. The only time they don't want you to walk out here is when they have any of the Warbird rides on the ramp right here. But really they'll have a docent right at the door and just ask them, did you want to go see, and they'll most likely let you through.
And this is Old Number 30, a 1947 C-47A.
So we're gonna go inside and check this out, but they do give rides in this exact plane.
For a nice fee.
For a nice hefty fee. But it's worth it because that's what keeps these planes going, because obviously this is a museum. They're not getting funded. They do a lot of donations, and it keeps the guys employed so they can actually keep fixing these planes up. And then they show this at around the country, static displays, whatever it is. So, wanna go inside?
Yes.
Let's go inside. Whoa. I kinda wanna fly in this thing.
You wanna fly in it or you wanna fly it?
I mean, I can do both. That is really cool.
This is really cool. do like this addition here.
That's some 1940 stuff right there. But look at the lamp. Is that a lamp?
Yeah. And no, our camera's not crooked. This is really the slant.
Yes.
That this
it's
plane
a tail
is
wheel.
on.
It's a tail wheel.
So you get this really skewed perspective.
I like the speakers. Now these look original.
Yeah, they do.
An interesting fact is its missions were actually top secret for 70 years until the files were finally declassified in the 90s. We found out it spent the war dropping spies and supplies behind enemy lines.
I want to know the story behind that.
Yeah.
And then see the serial number.
Oh, yeah.
4 digits.
And if these aluminum walls could talk, I bet they'd have a lot more secrets beyond the ones that were declassified.
Oh, wow.
There was something that set this Harrier apart from the others we've seen before. We got to peek inside the cockpit. This museum has a varied collection of aircraft that have been restored to honor the crews who flew and cared for them.
Fair Meg. Look at this thing. Holy moly.
From radial engines to cockpit tours, this museum definitely keeps the history of Falcon Field alive.
We just got done in the Commemorative Airforce Museum, and I'm gonna let you start this one.
I thought it was incredible.
One of the things that I did read on ForeFlight, on reviews for this museum, was pretty much our philosophy on going to any museum, which is
always talk to the docents.
Always talk to the docents, and here they were awesome. One of the things that really, I think, impressed me was they seriously they'll come up to you and they'll just start telling you about like some of the most interesting things.
Yeah.
So really want to give a shout out to Steve, who taught us a little bit about the B-17. And then we had Pete, who taught us about White Sands missile test range.
Yeah.
Marty, who taught us about the C-47.
Yep.
They were all so informative about what was going on here. And actually, Pete was the one that told us, which we had no idea before we came, that this airport was used during World War II to train the British Air Force because they couldn't do training back in their own country.
Right.
And so this was a very, very important airport for that training.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And there's a really small area in the museum. I mean, it's tiny. It's like 3 poster boards worth of information about the British being here and training here. And it's actually really interesting. So if you can find it, it's by the World War II history wall. It's kind of tucked in the corner
it's
right before you exit.
Yeah, it's right when you enter to the left.
Yes.
Technically, that's where probably we should have read, but we wanted to go to the planes.
Yeah.
But speaking of the planes, the unique thing about this airport is that you're going and looking around 2 warbirds, the B-25 and the B-17, while that's their actual working hangar, like maintenance hangar.
Yeah.
That's so unique. We've never seen that in any other place.
Nope.
And we happened to be there on a day where they were doing the annuals for both, which is really cool.
It is.
I mean, obviously we love to see them fly, but you get to see how they're working on them. While we were in the B-17, they were working on them inside.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get away from the crew, the maintenance crew working on them, which is really cool. I think it lived up to what everybody said, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a very unique museum.
Yes.
It's very different. So if you think you've seen this stuff before, it's still worth a visit.
Yeah. And then the Harrier was awesome.
The Harrier was so cool.
Yeah.
I never get tired of that plane.
So yeah, it really is such an awesome museum. The docents are top notch. And they're so excited to share stories. And then, like I said, we learned that C-47 was owned by the owner of Hoover Vacuums.
Yeah.
And that's why it's nice inside. That's why it has all that furniture.
Yeah.
We're done. Where do you want to go next?
I don't know. I think we go back to the terminal and see what's going on there.
Right. So we're going to go back to the terminal and maybe get some food on the way.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later.
Our initial goal of this series was to fly to a bunch of airports in the Phoenix Valley area, show you how to get in and out of them, and of course show you where parking is. But quickly it became much more than that, as we had friends that reached out to us from the channel that wanted to meet us. And so we want to give a special shout out to both Julio and Robert for making this airport visit just that much special and making it an incredible way to end the day. Good luck to both of you on your training, not that you guys need it.
We are wrapping up our day here in Falcon Field. And it was way more than I anticipated.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so awesome.
It was so cool.
You know, we haven't eaten yet.
No.
So that's why we ain't showing you anything about eating, because we haven't eaten yet. But it was okay. Sorry, there's a lot of traffic here, as you guys know. Again, Falcon Field is it's special. People said that it has a reputation of just being busy, and it is busy, but it has some really cool people here. You know, we got to see all the planes at the club, and
got to meet a couple of the CFIs there. And they were all super friendly. So
Very
if you're looking
friendly.
for a CFI or if you're looking for a club, I would definitely check this one out.
I would too.
Yeah.
I really would. This is one of the best clubs that I haven't even been part of.
No.
I was just got introduced around, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Tower's awesome here too.
They are.
So again, just an amazing airport.
Well, and I have to say, I know by the numbers, apparently Deer Valley is the busiest airport in the valley.
Apparently.
I don't know. I'm going to have to say Falcon Field it's something else.
It is something else. We did speak to a local CFI, Danny, right?
Yes.
And he even said that he will fight someone who says that that Deer Valley is busier than this.
One, yeah.
And we're new here. We have no skin in the game. We just have to say that, that's probably how we feel too. Because it was crazy coming in here in the morning.
That was just
and
our
just
observation.
like all this going on all the time.
I really appreciate the community here at this airport.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think this is amazing. If you get a chance, walk around, meet some people, go to the club.
Everybody's nice.
Everyone's super cool.
Everybody's really nice. I think this is the epitome of you like planes, I like planes, let's be friends.
It's exactly what it feels like.
So come to Falcon Field if you want to make some new pilot friends. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
So we get ready to get out of here?
Yes, let's go.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here because we got to get home and eat.
Yeah. By the way, Roger's already calling Chandler home. So
that was a Freudian slip, okay? But yes, it's getting really homey around here. So we're going to get back to Chandler and go eat. So we'll see you guys next week we'll see where else we go.
Yeah.
In the Phoenix area still. We're not done. All right, see you guys.
If it wasn't obvious, we had an amazing time at this airport. Based on multiple conversations and even some research, you would swear that this was the craziest airport and to completely avoid it. But we can definitively say that yes, it is crazy busy here. Yes, you have to be on your toes, but Tower is excellent. Somehow they make it sound easy, they're calm, collected, professional. So thank you, Tower, for making our flight safe and seamless. But that doesn't mean you can come here unprepared. Planning is key, and the more you plan, the better you and Tower can work together.
Falcon ground number 19939 Hotel at Transient, ready to taxi with Whiskey for westbound departure.
And that calling for a westbound departure, taking the call sign.
Number 19939 Hotel.
It looks like a Cherokee, I think. Cherokee 19939 Hotel. Background, Roger. For your westbound, which way are you going around the Bravo? Towards the northwest or towards the south over Chandler?
South over Chandler, 39 Hotel.
Hotel Roger, got jumper south departure, runway 22 left, taxi via Delta, advise run up complete.
All right, 22 left via Delta, advise on run up complete, 39 Hotel.
As always, we want to thank our members for not only supporting us, but also sharing your stories. You have no idea how touched we are when we hear how the channel has helped you in your own journey. As we always say, you are doing the work, so be proud of yourselves because we are definitely proud of you. Again, thank you to our members for making this channel happen, and we hope to bring you more, not only to help your flying journey, but also to share why we are so lucky to have these airports. And if you want to be part of this amazing community, Patreon is where it's at. We share not only early access to videos, but other behind the scene videos that didn't make it on YouTube. We don't have to worry about the algorithm over there, so it's definitely our playground, and we do live streams to answer any of your questions. So hopefully we'll see you there.
And Falcon ground, Ever 19939 Hotel. Can I change that to a eastbound departure?
And Cherokee 39er Hotel, verify you said you want an east departure instead of south.
East departure, affirmative, 39er Hotel.
Roger, got it, thank you.
Thank you.
We've been so excited for this airport, especially the museum, and it did not disappoint. But the highlight was definitely meeting local pilots. It is inspiring for us to see other pilots' dedication to a very unforgiving hobby. The work they put in to do something that they love is something we can definitely relate to. And it is why we leave here today with great fondness for Falcon Field, a place with rich aviation history and a very welcoming community. And we can't wait to return.
Falcon ground, Aero 193er Hotel, ground up complete.
Aero 39er Hotel, Roger, continue taxi, monitor tower. Have a good flight.
Continue taxi, monitor tower. Thanks, 39er Hotel.
Well, like I said, we are not done. And next week we head to Falcon Field's neighbor, Mesa Gateway, an airport with a very important history as Williams Air Force Base. But it does have one of the most complex taxi instructions we've ever received. So we'll see you next week. Until then, go fly, go discover.
Takeoff 101 Lima Alpha.
Oxford 5542, when able, turn left crossing traffic southbound, Cessna on the roll.
Turning left, crosswind, Oxford 5542.
Cessna 621 in November, Falcon Tower, flight straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff. 621 in November.
Cessna 1 Lima Alpha, traffic left crosswind, Archer remains south pattern.
Taxi, hold short line, cross the car, front edge, brakes.
101 Lima Alpha.
Cessna 131 uniform, Falcon Tower, 122 left, line up and wait, traffic downwind.
22 left, line up and wait.
So I got tower.
Uniform.
Do me a favor, do Unicom. You got it?
RV 158 Julie Mike, Falcon Tower.
RV 158 Julie Mike, we're 10 southeast, VFR 3400, request transition for Scottsdale.
RV 8 Julie Mike, maintain at or above 3000, transition approved. Falcon altimeter 3014.
Transition approved at above 3000, 3014, 158 Julie Mike.
Cessna 131 uniform, flight straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Flight straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff, 1312 uniform.
01939er Hotel, Falcon Tower, 182 left, line up and wait, traffic base.
22 left, line up and wait, 39er Hotel.
Oxford 887, turn base, traffic 2 mile final, and sprawl of runway Warrior.
Turn base and looking for traffic, Oxford 887.
1 Lima Alpha, contact me, departure, have a good day.
Phoenix departure, 101 Lima Alpha.
Oxford 3867, Falcon Tower, yep.
Oxford 37, we're up. We're up. We have the info.
Oxford 3867, Roger, start your descent now to pattern altitude for traffic IFR southbound. Make left traffic, running 22 left.
Battle 24, left traffic to left, Oxford 3867.
Falcon Tower, Cherokee 5505 Choice, north of Gateway, inbound Falcon with Whiskey.
Cherokee 5505 Foxtrot, Falcon Tower, Roger, enter a wide left downwind, running 22 left.
Wide downwind for 22 left, 05 Foxtrot.
39er Hotel, flight straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff, 39er Hotel.
Oxford 3867, expedite descent, please.
Expediting, Oxford 3867.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, start a right turn for a wide downwind. Cessna 1 enter November, continue straight out, change to 22 right, contact Tower on 1.7.
Continue straight out, change to 22 right, over to 19.7, 19 November, thanks.
Oxford 887, running 22 left, clear touch and go.
Runway 22 right, clear touch and go, Oxford 887.
Cessna 1T uniform, green departure approved.
Green departure approved, 1312 uniform.
Oxford 5542, number 2, follow Cirrus 2 mile final, running 22 left, clear touch and go.
6 touch and go, 22 left, Oxford 5542.
Aero 39er Hotel, start your left turn eastbound now, maintain at or below 2000.
All right, left turn eastbound, maintain at or below 2000, 39er Hotel.
Oxford 5542, traffic 2 mile final, and sprawl runway Cessna.
Traffic inside, Oxford 5542.
Aero 39er November, traffic, correction, Aero 1939er Hotel, traffic off your right 3 miles, altitude indicate 2,400, inbound Cherokee.
Looking for traffic, 39er Hotel.
I got him.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, traffic ahead and to your left, 2.5 miles, altitude indicates 2,100, remaining low level for you, Aero outbound to the east.
05 Fox is looking.
39er Hotel has traffic.
Aero 39er Hotel, roger, reference, traffic cancel, altitude restriction.
Cancel altitude restriction, 39er Hotel.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, suggest 15 degrees to the left, traffic, Aero has you in sight, will be climbing.
05 Fox to the left then.
3087, flight straight out.
Flight straight out, October 8087.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, suggest 10 degrees to the left, traffic now 12 o'clock, 1 mile indicates 2,400.
05 Fox has
Got him?
traffic in sight.
Yep.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, roger, and extend downwind.
Extend downwind for 05 Fox.
After 3867, cross midfield, pattern altitude, make right traffic, change 22 to right.
Cross midfield and right traffic 22 right, Oxford 3867.
3867, contact tower 1.7, thank you for the help.
Tower 197, Oxford 3867, thank you.
250 Falcon Tower, runway 22 left, line up and wait, traffic downwind.
Oxford 6250, runway 22 left, line up and wait, traffic downwind.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, runway 22 left, continue traffic holding in position based on your discretion, traffic off your left, westbound Archer.
05 Fox looking for traffic. I'm returning base with 22 left.
6250, green departure approved, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Green departure approved, 22 left, clear for takeoff, Oxford 6250.
8285, Falcon Tower, runway 22 left, line up and wait.
Tower 885.
887, make left, close traffic.
Make left to close the traffic, October 8087.
5542, follow Cirrus, 2 mile upwind, turning left crosswind.
With whiskey, snake to departure.
Helicopter 412, Whiskey Papa, Falcon Tower, snake to departure approved.
Approved 412, whiskey Papa.
Master 5542, verify traffic in sight, left crosswind.
Traffic in sight, our left 35,
fly straight out, 22 left, clear for takeoff.
22 left, clear for takeoff, flight straight out, Oxford 8035.
Cherokee 05 Foxtrot, runway 22 left, clear to land, traffic 2 mile final, and spill over runway Archer.
05 Fox, clear left to left.